Thanks for staying with us. It's Thursday, and we love to discuss family life issues on Thursdays. That's why we talk about homes and marriage and relationships. So joining the gist today is a stand-up comedian, an actor, writer, poet, MC, father, brother, son, and he's a celebrity, a husband to his lovely wife. Welcome with us the incredible and talented Bovi Ugboma in the building.
You messed up my last name, bro.
That sounds like Igbo name.
Yes,
Shock can't catch me.
It's Ugboma.
Ugboma. It's my writer that put Ugboma there.
Are you serious?
Imagine.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you, man.
How you doing?
I'm good.
You've done chop up compared to the last time I saw you.
I don't buff.
You're using, you're chopping metal alone in the
I'm
gym.
living healthy. I'm living very healthy
good.
now. Yeah.
You have more tattoos?
More? Did you know I had some before?
I don't. Well, I'm just saying. I never really saw. It wasn't visible.
I do.
Oh, fantastic! Good to have you.
Visible and not so visible.
So today, our talk, we're gisting today about a very top veteran actor, Kanayo or Kanayo. He is somebody that every Nigerian knows. So recently, he's been putting out videos and just sharing his wealth of knowledge and experience. And in the recent video, he was seen warning many men as they have become lazy because their wives are hardworking. According to him, a man who cannot feed his family has no need to use his private area on her. He said quite a few things. He said that we are Africans. We don't do 50-50 here. A man should take care of his family. And he also said that because there are seasons where a woman can support you, but a man should be the one actually driving the home, that many men have gone lazy. But the question is, should we continue to push this narrative in 2024? And should men be under that kind of pressure that if they have to work hard? Or should we begin to somehow find a way to have not necessarily a 50-50, but support, not understand and recognize that support can be 50-50. The man can earn, the woman can earn, and they can both come together. Is that the narrative we can start pushing in Africa? What are your thoughts? Let's have this conversation. Call us on 081-0764-1679, 090-241-63440. You can also tweet to us at TVC Kanayo. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets, and we'll send you messages and send us messages on YouTube. So who would like to go first? What are your thoughts? Nima, let me start with you.
Okay, so I'm totally for Kanayo on this one because I have two real-life experiences while I was watching this video. Now, my head was doing bang, bang, bang. So I had this young mentee who had a job on the island, and she had a guy she was dating who insisted on living somewhere far in Ikorodu. What she had told us was Ikorodu, so Greek, Ikorodu main town. But inside this far inside was where the guy was. And she did not open up until recently when the marriage had to break because she was working to kill herself. She would come out just to get to Ikorodu main town, 1,005 are finished. And then she gets home, she's cooking till 10, and then she goes to work on the island. And we didn't know he didn't have a viable job. She was in love. And finally, she opened up on the weight she was carrying. It was not a lot. She was financially stressed. She was beating blue. And he will sit at home wait for her to cook that food. He demanded his wifely, she does her wifely duties. And so that had to go. And I have a friend who was in her marriage for 12 years. She had fertility issues. Just recently had to go, let the marriage go. When she married, they were in love. And he gave her rules. He says, I have younger ones, about 4 of them in the university. In this marriage, don't you ever bring a below. And so she had agreed and thought she was being a supportive wife. Even with you, it's good, at least we value you in time. 6 years into the marriage, she's battling fibroids, she's doing surgeries, all on her own. All on her own. He doesn't put a dime to treatment. He doesn't show up, and she didn't open up early.
Yeah.
By the time she opened up, they all around.
You see, when I hear
this might just be a sign that you're supporting laziness.
But we hear that story, and we also hear the other side that says, I supported my husband all through, and now he has money and he's supporting the family.
We hear those ones. We have the cover-up stories more. This, my friend, I'm telling you, that is 12 years. Nothing prepared us, because till the day she opened up, I thought she was in a good home.
Yeah.
I would never have guessed. And what broke her is that she had to go through those kind of treatment that are mentally stressful, all on her own. With they call your spouse and you'll be like, are we supposed to pay for this? Are we supposed to pay for that?
Okay,
sometimes it just might be supporting laziness.
Let me come to your
So I'll answer that your question, one you asked. This thing. First of all, I'm going to say, Kanayo Renke Dede, what you have said is very true and very right. Because, of course, if you put your whatever in, it's going to, you're going to have investments and returns will come. And those are children. And children, they're going to be taken care of, right? So there has to be money to take care of children. Like the story you mentioned, when I was in school, we had these two lovebirds. They were in love and, dating and all. They finished school, they went for their NYSC, and after NYSC, the lady got a job before the guy. So they got married, and she was the one taking care of things. They, first of all, had the first child, second child, third child. They had 3 kids. He was still looking for a job. Finally, she was taking care of everything, paying school fees, feeding the house, with the hope that very soon you're going to get a job and then you will help. Immediately he got a job, everything changed.
Wow.
When it was time for him to contribute money, he said no, that he's not used to it, that he can't be contributing money. Exactly. So you say, yes, he said he's not used to it, that he's not going to contribute. And that was what, in fact, he stressed her to the extent that that marriage went down. Now the marriage does not exist anymore because he stopped. He didn't want to contribute nothing.
Okay, so for our viewers to know, I'll come to you, Mary, in a second. For our viewers to know what we're talking about, let me play the video, then I'll come to Mary, then I'll come to Bovi. Okay. Let's watch the video here.
Hello, my dear friends. I woke up this morning and I was disturbed by a trend which I found out that is very disturbing. It's useless and dangerous when a man depends on a woman to feed him. The usual thing, and that's the most disturbing part, is that women want to defend their husbands so that whatever is happening inside does not get out to the outside. But sometimes it's detrimental to the progress. Every man has the responsibility to his family. Like we read in the holy books, a man who cannot take care of or provide for his family is worse than. But I'm saying on this note that a man who cannot feed his family has no need and no use to use his private part on a woman. It's a responsibility. Women try to cover their husbands, and this is an advice to young women. Know who you marry. All you place above everything is love. I love him, I love him. But provision, nil. And when he doesn't provide, you start having the idea and approaches from advances from men and so on and so on, so forth. I have been disturbed by this because the women who protect their husbands.
That's the point. So, Mariam, let me let you respond.
Yes, so he said he's been made aware of a trend. And I too think that there is a trend now of young men. I'm not saying this has never happened, but I feel that there's a trend, meaning that there's a large number of younger men who feel that, I don't really need to do much. All I have to do is, if I have a partner that likes me or that loves me, she can provide. And I feel that this has come on the back of this, what do you bring to the table conversations, these 50-50 conversations. And with everything that happens, there will be some people who would find the loopholes in conversation like this. So for me, the initial what you bring to the table conversation, 50-50, is just two people realizing, we're not strong to carry for everybody. How can we do it together? And then you have these unscrupulous-minded human beings who have decided that, okay, is that how they do it? Me, I will have this, I don't really want, I don't really have a lot, but I will put the pressure, or I will make this person feel guilty in such a way that she provides for me. After all, men used to provide for, because that conversation, men have provided for women all along. A man has never complained. Why is it that a woman, once she does for a man small, she gets to complain? So you find a lot of women now are held back from expressing how they feel, that because truly a man, his confidence comes from the fact that he provides for his family. A good man is confident that I am doing this for my family. A man will go out to work and he brags about what he's doing for his family. Do you understand? He's not even bragging that look at all this money I have and I'm just looking at it. It's that look at what I've done, what I'm doing for my family. A man that does not have that pride and that does not want that is not a provider. This is a person that is just looking for where to come and chop, clean mouth and move on to the next. So for me, I see that trend, and it's just young men looking for vulnerable successful women and seeing where can we enter chop clean mouth quickly. In fact, they profile you from afar.
Yeah.
They are looking at you, they are going through your social media. They say, okay, oh, she's in her late 30s, they are late 40s. They already know. They are dropping this. You're not getting any younger. You know, they are the ones that will even tell you that gist first. Then, oh, you need, and you know Nigerian women now, most of us that we've been raised that if you don't have a man in your life, no matter how successful you are, it's not, yes, it's incomplete. So you make those excuses. Okay, he's not all that. You can see that the reason why he's in your life. I mean, you can see that the reason why he's not working or providing is not from lack of ability, is just from a selfishness. You can always tell them they can be quite selfish. Yes, they are so entitled, very demanding, and you know they don't want to share. But the woman, as Kanayo said, we also have this culture where you keep what you are going through in your home, you keep it to yourself until it becomes too much. So there is a trend, and I think we need to be careful not to put them in the same box as men who are struggling but are unable to make it yet.
Yeah.
There are two different groups of people.
Let me come to you, Bovi, on this, because you've heard all the ladies talk, you've heard Kanayo, and the angle I like to also add is that, is this fair on men to put this kind of pressure on men? Because men always feel like, listen, I'm just one human being. I have to provide for the house, the feeding, pay the children's school fees, health, welfare of the family, and also myself, my own upkeep. Like, is that not just too much for a man? Should we change that narrative today?
Men are planners. Men know how to foresee. Say, okay, this is what I want to do with my life and all. I think we have come to that stage where men need to be educated on how to plan ahead. Okay. You have no business getting married in the first place if you don't have a clear-cut plan for the next 1 year. Let's not even talk about having children. You get? I think we're going through an evolution. Time was when it was just men and women would just stay at home. There was an era like that where most women would just be in the court. Men go out there to hunt, to farm, to provide. Over time, we are now in that era where women have a voice or want to have a voice as regards, I am passionate about this thing. I am more than a housewife. I am more than just a vessel to bring children into the world. While that is a good side, the bad side is what we're talking about now, men taking the back seat, you know? It's, I don't think it's the natural order of things. The natural order when it comes to relationships is for the man to be the hunter and for the woman to nurture. Now, we are seeing women who can do more than nurture.
They're hunting too.
They can hunt as well.
Yes, as well. Because if your passion can provide wealth, why not? If your passion can provide wealth, why not? So that's where the women come. We
find like a lot of young men now, as you said, they are looking for wealthy girls. They don't want liability. And they are not even carrying their own weight. You hear boys talking or guys talking, and they're scoping and trying to see how this girl, she's working at this oil company. She has this official car. She has an apartment. Oh, that is a gold mine. Her father is this thing. Her father, they live in Banana Island. They are scoping this girl, and they are getting all the data on her, and they're saying, you better go and date this person. Why are you not dating this person? That's the person, you know? And that is what guys do today.
So I think every good thing is attractive. Every tree with ripe fruits, people want to pluck. Even guys who are doing well for themselves, if they see a woman who's doing well for herself, I think she will be more attractive. So this tide of young guys targeting these women, I don't know where it came from. All I know is that it's not ideal, it's not healthy. From the stories you guys have told, guys have gone for women and they ended up getting married. The women got jobs first and the men became lazy in the process. So it's not only the ready-made women. A woman who has a home, even if she doesn't have a job, is thinking, how do I make my home work? So even the women who are not flashy have somehow encouraged this type of guys as well. You know? Yes, they've enabled them.
Let's talk about, you know, when this finally happens, where a man, you are a man of your house, but you are not the provider fully. And then, you know, we have our custom and our requirements. The woman is supposed to cook your food, to raise your kids, do all of that, and you think it is making you less of a man to assist her. Because a guy was trending in a video recently. He said he lives in the UK and he decided to toast an Akata, an Oyibo woman. And while they were talking, the woman was like, okay, you do 50, I do 50. And he says, okay, but if I do 50, then you do the cooking. And the woman was like, no.
We'll cook together.
You find your way to eat your food. And he was like, me and Ugboma. You know, that it makes him less of a man. But today's reality is that you cook, I cook. You know, and I'm married to an Edo man. I'm from Edo. And my husband, it is absorbed to find him in the cooking business. Kitchen. You know. And sometimes when I'm tired, I say, I'm working, I'm tired. And he says, okay, if I get you a driver, that reduces it. I'm holding you to your agreement to cook. Just don't say, I said, he's cooking this weekend. But it's not something that is normal to find him cooking. And so if we are cooking, I remember growing up, if my dad is cooking and my aunties are visiting, he finishes cooking, comes back in and sits down. My mom pretends to go and serve the food as if she cooked it. So nobody saw that happen. So it cannot be said that my father was no longer a man. You know, when we switch these roles, are we ready for some of the realities that come with it, especially because now human being we marry, we never marry person. You know?
That's an interesting idea.
Well,
so, what do you think?
People, I mean, some things have become cultural. And in recent time, it has been proven that some of those things are really not cultural. There are men who like to cook, the way there are women who like to work and make their own money. So the women should learn to accept that. I mean, society should learn to accept that there are men who like to cook. There are men who like to rock the baby, to nurture and all that. Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, so, you know, I think the operative word here is evolution. You know, you start something and it has like a multiplier effect on what, you know, comes out. So, yes, now we're having men who, they don't feel the need or they don't think that they're required to be the sole provider like our fathers and grandfathers were. In fact, I think some of our fathers too were the 50-50 type, you know. So because, like all the things you mentioned, a lot of women were doing so much this time around and were doing it with pride. So I'm not talking of the women who feel that they're doing this because it's, you know, there's no help. It's like, I really want to go out. I want to go to work and I want to be able to do that. So we have now a different breed of human beings, of men and women. Now, that is that's the cultural evolution I agree with to a certain point, where a man does not feel that he has to do. But there is this trend, that's the trend that Kanayo is talking about. And really, I want to put Bovi on the spot here. As a man, I was waiting for you to say, yes, I recognize this trend. There's some guys that, you know, friends of friends of friends or family of families, that you know that these are the sort of, there's really a group of men like this. Women, maybe you should be more careful in choosing partners. These are the signs that you will see. I know that this is not the sort of man that will want to be, you know, a team player or you should marry. Are there men like this?
Do you come across men like this?
I have, but I also give room, you know, because we all grow up differently. But I have friends who I have spoken to and told them, listen, by nature, I am a provider. I cannot be comfortable sitting back and watching my wife provide for me. And I think because we are driven by ego, if you want your ego to be massaged, you better provide. Right. You need to understand that even those of us who are providing, our egos are easily bruised. Not to talk of you that is sitting at home and expecting her to provide. And it's the spiral effect of that is the issue. Yeah. If you want to sit at home, or if you want to do 50-50 with your wife, then do it in peace. But understand that there are effects that come with your wife providing for you.
So for this, because that's what Kanayo was saying. Ramata, I'll let you come in here. The effects. Do you want to touch on effects? Or?
The effects, okay, before I talk on the effects, I wanted to talk about the fact that some of these 50-50 that people usually talk about, right? Sometimes it is not in regards to cooking. The 50-50 they are talking about is the financial, what can you bring? You do this. I have a friend that she was going to get married to someone, and the guy said the only reason he's going to get married to her is this. He said she's going to be the one that will be, she'll pay the house rent, and she'll pay for the diesel and also pay for feeding in the house, while he will take care of school fees, and you know, he just shared it.
That's in Alaska.
Do you understand? Yes, he shared it, and she was like, no, this is, we're still Africans, so
Well,
we
is
must.
it fair on the man? You don't answer my question. No. That situation, is it fair? Because the man is saying, let us do 50.
Well, you
question
know
is
now,
that,
is it fair on
is it fair to
do 100?
to do it for a man to do 100%? It's not fair.
You know,
I'll let you answer in a second. I have a
man
caller
does not do
waiting.
100.
Because we are saying, because Kanayo said, we are Africans.
Yes.
50-50 doesn't work here.
Yes.
So that's what we say. But I'm saying, in 2024, is it fair to say 50-50 cannot work? Let me let this caller come in first.
50-50 does not work.
Thanks for calling. You're live.
Yeah, good morning, Morayo.
Good morning. You're live.
Everybody in the house.
Chief Kanu, go ahead.
This is a problem that we have generally in Africa. If you listen my brother there, you know that he's getting it right. Because this is an African mentality. Having it with a woman at home 50-50. That is automatically wrong. Take care of the home. If you marry a woman that wants to support 50-50, is a good understanding. But what I want to advise every young couple that believe that house belongs to that man, whether the woman brings 90% or 100%, because our people make one program that any man is a crocodile, is a lion, not lioness. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day.
Thank you. He's a crocodile.
The crocodile is a lion. Is he aware of his own masculinity and all
So,
of that? But I wanted to answer, is it fair on a woman to be, these specific roles that they give, to be limited to kitchen, limited to having babies, limited, by all of that an African man would naturally demand of. As educated as we are here, if you put us in our homes, at some point, even though we have caring husbands, this conversation would have come out. Where you find the man saying, no, don't tell me that. Get my food. It will happen.
Yes.
You will be sitting with family members as educated as you are.
Your Lord.
They will, when they are visiting, they expect your wife to be the hostess.
Mm-hmm.
No matter the time of the day you come in. There was a day I came into the house from work tired. Then my husband calls me. They've arrested my manager's uncle. You have to go to the police station. I was like, no. I just carry fresh fish, come out. I want to cook. I know you get that time because, when he comes back, he eats hot food. And I wanted to cook. And he says, no. I went to the police station. We're done at 8 p.m. And we came home. He said, babes, where we go eat? If you see the way I look. And his family members seated, were looking at me like, why should they roll their eyes? I've been standing. I'm a breastfeeding mom. I've been standing since morning. I had to flare up and go inside before he said, okay, I will manage noodles. He wanted to manage noodles. He didn't think. So the roles are there. Yes. Nobody's going to excuse you. Nobody send me to work. Will tell you I will do this. I will this. Let me go. So is it fair to me?
Let me go on a break. We're going to unpack this a bit more because there's more to this story. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.